Batter up.
Rock and Chris, they're on the air. Yankees, Mets, they're everywhere. From the Bronx to Queens, the diamond gleams. MLB talk, the ultimate team. MLB is the place to be. Rock and Chris with the pitch you'll see. Swinging stacks and stories fly. Baseball talk that's amplified.
And welcome to a new episode of NYMLB Talk with your hosts Rob and Chris as we cover the Mets, Yankees, and all of Major League Baseball. And if you're on YouTube right now, hit that sub button. We'd really appreciate it. And the like button. And if you want to follow us on Twitter/X or TikTok, it's at NYMLB Talk. Rob is at R Maraska and myself is at CP7NY. So, Rob, we got a great guest coming back today. Why don't you bring him on?
Yeah, he's not even a guest. He's like part of the show now. So we have everybody's favorite Anthony Savino. People have been waiting for him. Ant, welcome back to the show. Guys? How's everything going?
Not bad. I'm bad.
Good. It's good to have you back on. We're going to just start and get into this. We want to start off with the WBC, Chris. So far, the USA, no surprise. 2 wins, no losses, 2 easy wins, Chris. What do you say about that? Could you hear me, Chris?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
These games. Oh yeah. Yeah, Chris.
Oh no! Listen,
I look at these games. The early ones, not even worth watching. You know, it's going to be Japan, U.S., Dominican, Puerto Rico at the end, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
But,
yeah.
Chris, what did you think about the first 2 games for Team USA?
Yeah, I think they went about as expected, right? I didn't think either team was going to have a shot against Team USA. They don't have the talent that Team USA has. So I wasn't expecting them to be better games. But tonight, you got USA versus Mexico. That should be a better game, right? Mexico's got they got a much better roster than the first 2 teams we've seen. But you know what? The fun doesn't start until, the next round, the knockout round. That's when we'll see the DR or Japan, Puerto Rico, like Anthony mentioned too. I mean, that's another good team. So, but yeah, I think it's gone as expected right now. And you know what? And it's just going to get better.
Yeah, I agree. It is going to get better. These first rounds we know are just, the low teams beat up on these teams and then move on. But, they all have a sense of pride for their country. So far, so good. So, Ann, tell us what you told us backstage. You really not into the WBC?
Well, the problem is what too scares me. I'm the jinx. You know that, right? When I see Diaz jump up and down and wreck his knee for the whole season, right? I mean, that's what scares me. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want to hear Noah McLean's elbow blew out, when he throws. I mean, that stinks. It stinks when it happens when they're pitching for your team, but pitching for somebody else. I get worried,
Yeah, but these guys love it, right, Chris? They love playing for their country.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I think the big thing is that they're not in the, there's no baseball in the Olympics right now. So this is their Olympics, right? This is their chance to play for their country. A guy like Judge, maybe in 3 years, is not going to be able to play, in the WBC. He'll be 36, 37 years old in 3 years. So is he really going to come back and play? So this might be his only shot at playing for his country. So I think, in that sense,
Harper, all these guys on the team, from the country they're supposed to be from, are they really all from that country? I mean, I don't know. Like I see some of the players on Israel. They didn't look like they were all from Israel or they were even Jewish.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, even Team Mexico had, guys from Japan playing for them.
I noticed that, yeah. And so Team Korea weird. I watched last night. It looked like my high school team. I was like, who are these guys?
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. They just have to have something in common with that country, like Jazz, because he was from the Bahamas.
You're saying if I cross the border to use the bathroom, I can play with Mexico?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my claim, right?
Yeah, or if you like tacos or something, I guess you
Yeah,
can play for
why
Mexico.
not?
I
Whatever.
get 6 burritos. Does that qualify me for Mexico?
We got a quick comment. We got some gamer dude said, "Me and my uncle Ant." Oh, is that who is that, Ant? That's your nephew. Me and my uncle Ant had the best time at the Met games. People getting hit with foul balls who weren't paying attention. A family member almost tripping the snack guy.
That's my family in the Met game.
There you
Chaos.
go.
And then we have I missed Otani here in spring training by a couple of days because he went to the WBC. Yeah, that kind of that's one thing that's would kind of suck, right, Chris? You go to spring training and the guys you want to see are gone.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
the only thing that is good about it, when you players on your team that are in it, like Clay Holmes looked good yesterday, right? So you're saying, all right, he's throwing pretty good. You get an idea, you know what I mean, in the competition.
right.
Yeah.
Right. He's playing, right. It's better competition than in spring training, right? Because you got guys still working their way into shape, number one, or you got guys that are not going to be major leaguers, come opening day. So
It's like grammar school and
Yeah.
kickball. When I was in 6th grade, I beat up on the 4th graders for a while, warming up. Then I went to the 6th grade team, kickball. I was too fat to run the bases, so it didn't matter.
Oh, speaking of fat, before we get into more baseball, I heard you're on a diet, Ant. How's that going?
Oh, it's great. I seen a half-eaten Milky Way bar in the street. I almost picked it up and eat it outside the store. I'm so hungry. All the snacks over here is just bare wall now.
Well, think about it. It's only a half a bar, so you could have probably had it, and it wouldn't have made it.
She gives the dogs ice pops. I sit. I have my head in between. I was hoping she'd slip me one without noticing my head in there. You notice it right away.
So it's gotten to that point where you gotta hide in between the dogs and hope that she makes a mistake and gives you one of their.
Get into a penitentiary meal schedule. I'm sure that's the way they eat.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what's been tougher, trying to get through or getting used to a diet, or getting through last year's Mets season?
The diet's nothing compared to the Mets season.
Oh, see, so you're good.
I ate my way through that season. Aggravation would set in, and I was in the kitchen ripping through everything.
So if the Mets do good this year, you should be fine.
What's that, Chris?
I said if the Mets have a good season this year, then you'll
Then
be
I'll
all
be
right.
about 150 pounds.
There you go.
That's not bad. Joe Dell said he not to make you blush, but here's the biggest compliment he could give. He actually cut his cigar short to get home to watch the show just for you.
Thank you, Joe.
There you go.
Yeah, Joe Dell's one of your biggest fans, and that's your nephew Nick. I see.
And
right?
Joe doesn't cut his cigars short for anybody. So.
No, Joe doesn't. But anyway, all right.
That ball game, my stepfather went with us. He's sitting in the seat. He was ankle deep in peanut shells. And one of the Mets hit a foul ball. He was sitting there like this in his face. And I'm watching the ball, watching his head. I go to Nick. I go, that's going to hit him right in the forehead. So I put my hand out and I hit it. And I hit my hand and it hurt. I go, are you awake? He's looking at me. He didn't even know what planet he was on.
That's and Dan, how you doing, Dan? Dan loves you too. And see, you got
Dan.
You got a big fan club out there. Before we get into more baseball, I just wanted you to tell us about that seagull story that you told us backstage before. That's a good story.
Well, I used to travel playing softball, 300, 400 games a summer. We're in Wildwood, you throw a couple in your face. Everybody was doing something to somebody. But I was out there on the 5th floor balcony with a slice of pizza, trying to get the seagulls to come down and grab one. I grabbed one accidentally. I screamed. The seagull screamed, pecked me like on the side of the neck and flew off. Then that night, they tied my sneakers together. I went to get to the bathroom. I fell face first into the wall. So the guy that did it, he thought he was like John Travolta. He was on the beach all greased up, had his glasses on, he was sleeping. I got every Dorito and piece of popcorn I could find. I dumped it right on top of him. When I started turning around, all I seen was a big pile of seagulls. I couldn't even see him out there. I heard him screaming.
Oh, man.
But as you're doing that, you got to walk. You got to bait them. Throw one up so they know that you got it. And then when you dump it, they're on it.
Right. There you go.
Okay, anyway, so back to the WBC for a second. Chris, Skubal now may make an announcement today that he might pitch another game. He only said he was going to pitch one game.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Hopefully he does. I mean, listen, I don't understand that either, because if he's going to throw for Detroit in some spring training game, why not let him throw a couple of innings here in the WBC? Like, what's the difference? Let him throw here. If he's gonna, like, it's not like he's not pitching ever again until opening day. If if he's still gonna practice with the Tigers, let him throw in the WBC. What's one more start? Right? What's one more start of 30, 40 pitches or 50 pitches, whatever they give him? Let him throw it. I don't see a problem with it. But
I agree. I agree. Go ahead, Anthony.
That's another thing. One guy's going to pitch one game and then leave. Another guy's going to play one game. I mean, they say they want to be, I think they should make it all amateurs. Little amateurs play. Nobody that gets paid.
The only thing is, if that happens, it's not going to attract. It's definitely not going to attract the crowd anymore. It'll be like when in the Olympics, when the just minor leaguers and players hanging on play.
I guess to have pride in your country, you got to have Aaron Judge playing, and all these guys.
Yeah, and listen, Team USA's come a long way now. Now they're getting big names like Judge, so. It's people like it. I started off where I really wasn't into the WBC that much. And then 3 years ago, I really enjoyed it, except for the one part with Diaz, of course. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. And now I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to U.S. playing Mexico tonight. So we'll see what happens. But we'll switch.
Even like the NBA, the Olympics, right? They load it up. Yeah. Jordan, all them guys. They played Japan. Their center's 5'11". You know what I mean? Like, they beat them 180 to like 20. You know what I mean? That's a good game to watch.
Chris, do you have that picture that we have about the Olympics and the WBC?
Oh, yeah, what Harper said.
Yeah.
What they talking about putting it in the Olympics?
No, Bryce Harper said that the WBC's been great, but it's not the Olympics. He would like to see them be able to play in the Olympics and Major League Baseball give them some time off during the season. But Chris, do you think that's going to happen, Chris?
I don't know. I mean, you got to ask yourself these questions, or ask the players. Are they going to be willing to take a 2-week break with no paychecks for 2 weeks to go play for your country, which is great, but they're going to lose a lot of money. And are the owners going to be willing to, not have 2 weeks of games that they're going to be generating money from too? Right now, the other thing is, just extend the season 2 weeks. But then you're talking about, the World Series being played in like the middle to late November. So I don't know if you could do that either. So listen, if the teams and the players are willing to not get paid for 2 weeks, or work out some kind of financial thing, because that's what it's going to come down to. I would love to see it, but I mean, I really don't know if they're going to do that.
I think it's a timing concept. That's all.
Yeah,
the NBA did it, but they played in the summer, so their league starts in the fall. So.
And then is it that Major League Baseball is going to take that 2 weeks off? Maybe, instead of having an all-star game that year, which is only a couple of days anyway, but maybe they do the Olympics. But what if they just go on without the stars? That's also not a good idea. So I don't know. The players are, and then.
All right. Here's your choice, Rob, right? You like the WBC. They do that in the summer. They take 2 weeks off to go play. You're in a pennant race, a game down. You lose McClain.
No.
You lose Judge, you're a game down. You really want to? What would you rather have? The Yankees and Mets win the division, get in the playoffs, or watch them play in the WBC?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no. I listen. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, no, I agree with Savino. I wouldn't. I don't want to. I don't want them to leave and the game still go on. The only way I'm making these guys leave is if there's a break. Like the NHL did this winter, right? They took a 2-week break, and their stars went over and played in the Olympics. If they could do that with baseball, I would love to see it, but I just don't see these guys giving up that kind of money.
Then listen, I would be worried about injuries at that point in the season.
Now.
Yeah, but at that point in the season, I'm worried about injuries. Now we're getting into a pennant race. No, that I don't know about that.
Yeah,
big 3-game series with Boston. The Yankees are down 1 game. Judge flies to go play in the WBC. I'd get on the next plane and find him and hit him in the head with a bat. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be mad.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Yeah, Dan just said Israel is out. That's not a shock.
That's a shocker.
No, it's not.
No.
Nah, not at all. Yeah. Okay, and I wanted to ask you about your Shea Stadium trip when you were 15. You were bringing that up.
My father, who was like 6'4", 6'5", took me and my two friends. We go to the game. You know, my father used to like to hang around, walk around, look at the players. We get on the train, 7 train to go into the Port Authority. Now there's nobody on the train. We're sitting across from each other. There's like 4 other people on the train. There's this guy on the train screaming and yelling, "I'll kill everybody out here. I'll kill all of you." And he calls my father bald. And he was right behind my father's head, like this, like his nose almost touched his head. He had a big bottle on his head, glass bottle. So my friends are sweating bullets, you know. So I'm sitting there. So I go, he leans over, he goes, "When the train stops, get out of the train, meet me by the stairs." I said, "I'm not leaving you here, just meet me by the stairs." It's all right. We walk, we're waiting. A little while going by, our friends goes, "What's happening?" Here comes my father with the post on his arm, walking down the platform. The train's not leaving yet. We look, the guy's legs are sticking out of the door, and the door keeps hitting his legs. The train wouldn't shine. I go, "What happened?" He goes, "He took a nap." I lay up, he must have knocked him out right on the train. It's like the doors weren't closed, and his legs were sticking out, and
Oh, man.
What happened?
I've seen a lot of stuff on this. I've seen a lot of stuff on that.
Mad. My father would bite the inside of his mouth. Like he'd be biting. I'm going, "Oh, boy, this is no good." He's going to have half of his face chewed off by the time the train starts. I'm going to kill this guy. But he deserved it.
Okay, I saw a lot of stuff on the 7 train going to Shea Stadium in my time, but I did not see that. Let's get into spring training for a minute or two. The Yankees played the Mets yesterday, and spring training game. Mets Yankees, not as much juice as when the Mets. It used to have juice as the Mayor's Trophy game before interleague play. Yeah, before interleague play. But now with interleague play, it's just spring training. But the Mets, the Mets beat the Yankees and look pretty good. But Chris, David Weathers didn't look that good yesterday, did he?
No, not at all. He didn't have a good start, so he didn't have his best stuff. But I mean, he's a guy that could, he throws, high 90s, about 100 miles an hour with his fastball. So I think he's going to be good. I think early on he's going to be in the rotation. And then when Rodon returns, and then even when Cole returns, I could see him, going to the bullpen, where I think he'll be really good in the bullpen, being that hard throwing lefty out of the bullpen. I think he'd be great there. So
what round they drafted him? First round?
The what?
They drafted him first round?
No, they just traded for him from the Marlins.
Yeah, he was on the Marlins. And Joe Dell says, "Hey, guys, maybe you could get," I think he means, "Hey, guys, maybe you could get Eddie Munster to lend Anthony his bat to hit him with."
You got it, Joe.
Hey, Ant, did you see the Eddie? Did you see the Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster?
Yeah, some of it, and then I had some come. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
you guys are real good, man. What you do?
Thanks.
You ask the right questions.
We appreciate that. Just guys talking baseball. That's basically what it is. So, Chris, how do you feel right now about the Yankees so far in spring training? You're confident, right?
Yeah, I feel really good. The big thing is health, right? When I look at the spring training for any team, you just look for health. And right now the Yankees are a pretty healthy team, outside of Cole and Rodon, right? But they haven't even gotten to really in any games yet. So, but other than those two guys, I mean, everybody's healthy and they're playing. And that's all I want to see is a healthy team going into the season, right?
And they look good. Yeah.
I mean, they're bringing back a team. They won 94 games last year. So, and it's basically the same team with a little bit better bullpen, hopefully, and hopefully a better rotation when everybody's healthy.
Yeah, and Chris was on the Pesky podcast last night. They were talking about the American League East. It was pretty interesting. They had a guy from every team a guy who covers every team on. So it was pretty interesting, and always good to see Chris on other shows. Gets to promote us, which we love, and we're going to be coming. We have a list of shows that we're going to be guests on that we'll let you guys know.
You guys
about.
deserve it. You guys are good.
You know, we love doing the other shows. We love having guests.
There's one team
on.
in the American League. I think you got to look out for a little. They're in the weakest division. They're in the West. That Oakland A's has a nice little nucleus down there. If they get any kind of pitching, I mean, they got some hitting down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They're young and they're hungry.
In 2 years, it'll be spread out on other teams. But for now, I mean, you know.
No, I know. And listen, they'll be moving to Vegas, right? In another year or two. So
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, so they're building for that. So they're definitely. I mean, listen, Seattle is probably the best team in that division.
Right.
But yeah. The A's.
Funny. Those are my two second teams. I like the A's. If I had to root to somebody, the A's and the Raiders. You know.
Oh, okay. And the A's are going to have a couple of series in Las Vegas this summer too. I think they're playing the Rockies, and I don't know who else they're playing, but I know they're playing the Rockies in Vegas this summer.
But
so
that's a tough city to let all your young players run around in, though. You know what
I
mean?
Yeah, definitely. You're right.
What happens there stays there, Ant, right?
Yeah. All right, we got some other stuff.
21 years old, pocket full of money, and you got the night off in Vegas.
Yeah, really.
That's a newspaper article the next day.
But they're probably going to play night games anyway. So, all right. So, Steve Cohen, owner of the Mets, said last week that as long as he's owner of the New York Mets, there will be no captain of the Mets. He feels that the players should be able to handle their own stuff in the locker room. So as long as this is what he says now, of course, anything could change. There will not be a Mets captain. Anthony, what do you think about that?
To me, captain's not such a big deal because when you're talking Major League Baseball and you got a couple of veterans with egos as big as the planet and they're making a lot of money, someone doesn't feel slighted. You know what? The veterans will take care of the rookies. I think it's better off without a captain. You know, the guys that are going to have to speak up are going to speak up. You know, Lindor, you know, guys like, Soto now, right? Because Alonso's gone and Nimmo. I mean, guys like that. I don't think a captain's such a big idea.
All right. Well, Chris, the Yankees are of course, biggest team with a captain. Yankees captain is tradition, and you know they have all great captains in their past. What do you think about what Cohen said about it? You know, not only the Mets, say any team. What do you think about that?
Yeah, listen, this is in hockey. I think hockey you need a captain more than in any sport. I think in baseball, as long as you have leaders on your team, you don't have to name one guy captain. If you got guys that are going to be the leaders of the team, and they don't have to wear a C on their jersey or anything like that, or be known as the captain. Like the Yankees, yeah, the captain was Derek Jeter for all those years, but he wasn't the only leader on that team, right? I mean, you had Tino, you had Cohen.
Yeah, but who's going to dispute Derek Jeter or Mickey Mantle or anybody like that?
Right.
They're all-time greats. I mean, anybody on the team is not going to say anything.
Yeah, totally agree. But as long as you have the leaders on that team, like with the Mets, like who's the leader of the team now?
That's right.
Is it Lindor?
See, right now it's kind of you know that's kind of iffy. It should be Lindor. Let's put it that way. It should be Lindor.
You don't know for sure. Who knows if it's true? Nimmo says no, but that's one of the reasons they were having a rift. I think because they thought Lindor was going to be captain. I think Nimmo was a little upset about it. You know, I mean, to me, if I was playing, I wouldn't care who his captain is. You know, I go out there and do what I got to do. I got to worry about myself. I got to help the team.
Yeah, like Soto. I don't think Soto cares one bit about being a captain at all. You know, I don't think so.
Good move. Moving to left field. Good move.
Yeah. Well, it didn't look too good in the WBC the other night.
I think the difference this year with the Met team is he worked on getting some pretty good guys to back up reserves. They can play different positions. Like you look at Atlanta, who they picked up. Like you got Acuña's back, Olsen's back, Strider's back. Sale. But if they get hurt, you see the names that are going to back them up. I mean, terrible. They got to hope they don't get hurt. Like the Mets, somebody get in, they really have anybody good. You know.
Yeah.
And I like that AJ Ewing. I like that kid.
Yeah, me too, definitely. All right, Chris, you got that WBC mercy rule chart, right? Let's go over that for a minute. Go ahead, Chris. Start it off.
All right, so basically here, there's a mercy rule in the WBC, and the question I'm going to read them out to you, and you let me know, Savino, if you think that Major League Baseball should have some sort of a mercy rule. Basically, games end early if a team is leading by more runs after the seventh inning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 runs after the fifth, 10 after the seventh or eighth.
Right. So, what do you think? You think Major League Baseball could implement this rule in the league?
To be honest with you, I mean, except for the people that paid to go see the game. When I was playing tournament softball, it was 15 after 3 or 4 and 10 after 5. The game was over, and the other team didn't score. I mean, you know what? And that's another thing. The run rule is good because why keep sending the guys out there and they're going to get hurt? There's a chance of someone getting hurt. Why? The run rule will stop the game. Why keep playing if you're getting smoked?
Right.
You know what? I'm going to take a different side of that. All right. This is Major League Baseball. You got to take your licks. People have paid to come to this ball game. They want to see a completed game. It's not Little League where, you don't want to embarrass them. Listen, if you're a Major League Baseball player and team, and your team's getting destroyed by 10 runs in the seventh inning, too bad. You just bring in the long guy, you bring in, the subs, the reserves, and let them play. So I'm going to give that a big
ticket
no.
for one of these games.
For the WBC, I don't know. I think, I think they're going for a lot.
If you buy a ticket and understand this rule exists, you're taking a chance.
Yeah, but
it could happen.
I'm talking Major League Baseball.
You go to Yankees or Mets, I paid $300 for a seat. I don't want to see a 5-inning game. You know what I mean?
I don't think you could end it after 5 innings. I would say it's got to go at least 7 innings. If you're up 15 runs after 7 innings or 13 runs after 7 innings, I think, then you could end it. If it's 13-0 after 7 full innings, I think you could mercy it then, right?
You do? Well, I don't. No,
And here's another thing you guys ain't thinking about. Major leagues, all the teams are good. Some of these teams that are in this are just starting. It's a couple of years. I mean, they don't want to humiliate them either. You know what I'm saying? Like the Great Britain, Israel, some of the teams,
Yeah, for the WBC, yes. For Major League Baseball, there's too much money they're going to lose.
No, we can't do it there. But some of these teams are just starting out. I mean, or haven't been around long. You look at the roster, you don't know any of the names, and they're playing the USA. And USA's up 17-0 after the fourth. I mean, you don't want to humiliate them either,
The one good thing too, like with a mercy rule, like after say 7 innings and a team is up.
That's good. I agree with that, Chris.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like if there's no mercy rule after 7 innings, you've probably run out of pitchers, or you don't want to keep throwing a guy out there that's not gonna, get any outs. What are you gonna do? You're gonna start throwing a position player out there, which will make it even worse. Then it'll become like a 20-0 game, in a couple. So I think, in that sense, you could do it, but I think like what Rob's saying, like this is Major League Baseball. There's no way, like no other Major League sport has a mercy rule. Right?
No,
I mean, I've been on the end of some of them. We were playing a tournament in Pennsylvania. We went out the night before.
So we were there.
Yeah, we were loaded. The next morning, 9 o'clock, it was 90 degrees. We played the number 1 team in New Jersey. I was in right field. They had 32 straight hits. I'm not talking bloops. I was in right field. The guy behind the fence goes, "You all right?" I said, "You got a log you stand on? Just hit me in the head with it." I said, "Hit it, throw it at me when they're not looking. I got to get out of here. They're killing me." I must have lost 15 pounds out there in 1 inning.
And we're getting Chris. That was a good thing to bring up about the mercy rule. I like that. But let's get back to Anthony and his diet. All right, let's just pretend you're not on your diet, Chris. Why don't you put up that one picture, the first one with the hot dogs that I sent you? All right, listen, Anthony. This is at Citi Field.
I can't talk because I'm crying right now. Can you give me a second? I gotta compose myself.
All right, that's a 12 hot dog helmet.
Oh,
someone wrote in, Steve from Bayonne wants to know if Anthony Savino could eat that before the 7th inning stretch.
I think I could, But then in the 8th inning, I'd be, in the handicap stall again. And with my luck, I'll be sitting in there and I'll see a wheelchair go by underneath the door. And then I'm going to have to come out like there was something wrong with me because, I'm not supposed to be in there. I love that. Eat 12 and put the lid on your head. That's beautiful. I want to kiss the guy who invented that.
Or you can use the helmet for something else.
Get a Nobel Peace Prize for that.
You can use the helmet for when the hot dogs come back
I would
up.
use the helmet to go back get ice cream.
It could be 12 dogs and it could be 12 dogs and 12 beers. How's that?
Look at that. That's beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing. All right, and bring up that one other picture. I want to. All right, this is from Dodger Stadium. Check this out. All right, this is called the Slugger. It's a 16-inch jalapeno cheddar sausage served on a long bun. It has corn relish, white cheese sauce, and cilantro cream, and a side of fries. It costs $40 for this.
First, I'd ask you if you'd marry me. And again, I'd be in the end stall, and the hot dog would be going right out the bathroom door, right into the runway where people are walking, and it'd be getting smaller as I was sitting there, inching in.
I mean, $40 for that thing, Chris.
Oh,
I'd pay $100 for it. What, are you kidding me? I'm looking at the screen right now.
Don't say that too loud because the Dodgers are like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, we'll raise the price.
Yeah, really, they'll take a survey. Okay, that's all we have with the food now. We don't want to torture you.
I've been eating egg whites. I got to look at this now.
That's why we're going to cut it a little short with the food since you're on your diet. Okay, we got some other news going on here. Me and Chris were talking about this, and he was happy that he's still playing. Andrew McCutchen signed with the Texas Rangers. Chris, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I love it. You know what? I mean, to me, he's just a fun player to watch. I know he's not the same player that he was, 10 years ago or so, when he did win the MVP playing for the Pirates. But I wish he could have stayed with the Pirates. But unfortunately, now he's got to go to the Rangers. He'll be coming off the bench, right-handed DH, because I think Jock Peterson's the left-handed DH there. Yeah. So they'll probably split time. But I listen, the guy wants to keep playing, and he can still produce. So why not?
He always had quick hands. He always had quick hands, and you get a guy like that, he helps in the clubhouse. It's a good influence on the younger guys. Exactly. And he'll get his hits here and there. You'll hear about him winning a game in the 9th inning or something. He's not the old Andrew McCutchen. Yeah.
Oh, no way. But yeah, one of my favorite players watching over the last 15 years or whatever he's been in.
Because I was even hearing that the Mets were thinking about bringing Julio Iglesias back. I love that. Bring him back.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. There was some talk about that, and why not? I guess some people are like, well, now we got to move forward, not backwards. But why not? How is that going to hurt to bring him back?
And he hit for us more than usual. But I don't know if both Ventos and Beatty are going to be on the team too much longer. I mean, I think they might try to pull something here, especially Boston needs a third baseman.
I don't know, though. I don't want the Mets to trade Brett Beatty. I said that to Chris. I've said that on the show a ton of times. They need him for insurance in case something goes wrong.
You know what? He's starting to get it now. He's starting to hit. Last year he had a decent year,
And you know what? You want to keep Beatty anyway, just in case. Like, what if Bichette really can't handle third base after a month or two, and he's making a bunch of errors? He's going to be hitting. Obviously, Bichette's a great hitter, but I mean, what if he really can't handle the fielding aspect of third base? Like, what do you do? Are you going to go to Vientos? Vientos is, he's no good. I mean, he's a good bat, I think, but he's another guy that's not the greatest third baseman. At least Beatty is solid at third. Keep him there, so in case, hey, if you have to switch, put Beatty there, put Bichette as the DH, and that's it.
I agree.
Hockman's doing well for the Mets, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to see him go. I don't want to see them trade Beatty. I've been saying that. Like Chris said, you need him for insurance, just in case something goes wrong with Bichette, or if someone gets injured. He's like, I think he's he's Jeff McNeil now. So I think the Mets have to keep him. I have another question from another viewer. Jeremy from Lodi, New Jersey wants to know who your all-time favorite Met is, Anthony.
I'd have to say Tom Seaver.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
position player George the Stalk Theodore.
Okay. Yeah. Remember when he crashed into Don Hahn in the outfield?
Yep.
That was the end.
Don Hahn on the subway going to a Met game when I was like 8 or 9 years old. He was sitting on the train, and I said to my father, "That's Don Hahn." My sister goes, "You don't know what you're talking about." So I walk up to him. I go, "You Don Hahn?" He goes, and then he was talking to my father. He was a nice guy.
Yeah,
nice
but
guy.
Is that he went? Shh. I don't think a lot of people are going to rush Don Hahn on the subway.
Well, that was '73 when they were, they made the World Series. They were kind of hot. And I always loved Richie Hebner, and then he came to the Mets.
Listen, Richie Hebner hated being on the Mets.
I know.
And you could tell he was miserable as a Met. And do you know what his off-season job was? Because
I have his bobblehead. That's what these players don't know today. He's holding a shovel as he's batting. He's Dick Graves with his father and his brother.
Yep, that's what his
off-season job
is. See, Anthony knows his stuff. I'll tell you.
Playing Major League Baseball in front of 50,000, then you're planting stips in the wintertime in the frozen thing, like with your brother. That's beautiful, ain't it? 6 months, you on top of the world. The other 6 months, you want to put a barrel of a gun in your mouth, right, and blow your head off.
Well, my grandfather actually requested when he passed away that he wanted Richie Hebner to dig his grave.
Yeah, but they do it better now. They have a right to life thing now where you don't have to look, go to the wake.
Yeah.
Because I used to go. My mother used to whisper to me, "How'd they look?" My friend guy died at work. I said, "What do you mean to?" I go, "What do you mean? How do you look?" He didn't look good, man. I didn't sit up and say, "Thanks for coming by." You're dead. He didn't look good. I don't care how much makeup you put on him. $100, $50 suit, you're dead. They were planting him the next day. He didn't look too good. To me, anyway. She said, "You know what I mean?" No, I don't know what you mean. He was dead.
He looked dead.
Like they say, "Oh, doesn't he look so peaceful? He looks dead."
Yeah, unless he sits up in the box and says, "Thanks for stopping by," then I'll have no problem with that.
Joe Dell wants Anthony to he wants you to dig his grave.
There you go.
I'd rather have a beer with you, Joe. Don't even say that. I've been to like 5 wakes in the last 5 months. They're dropping like flies.
Yeah, that's it's here's a question, that you could think of these questions about death, right? Wouldn't it suck to die right before baseball season when your team has a chance to finally win a World Series?
Having a heart attack at a convenience store because the Mets made it. And then I dropped dead. That's beautiful. That'd be irony, boy. That'd be just it. Beautiful. Scraping my chest with game 1 against, say, probably the Yankees, and I'm in a box in a funeral home. That's beautiful.
You'll have the best seat in the house though if that happens.
Yeah. My wife goes, "What do you want to do? We got to talk about it." I said, "If you had a wake, it'll be in a phone booth with me. No one's gonna come. You might stand me up in a phone booth. Maybe one person will pass by." I said, "Roast me and throw my ashes wherever you want." I said, "Use them in the garden. What do I care?" Spread me out over a mountain where I can see an eagle fly. Get the hell out of here. Spread me in the garden. Who cares? Like I'm going to see the eagle flying from the mountain, right? I said, "You probably won't even be spreading me. You probably be spreading a couple of dogs. They did it at the vet. They probably burned by accident."
they mix you up with
somebody will have like somebody will have the chihuahua up there in the urn. It'll probably be me in there. They won't even know it.
Oh, well, Anthony, why are there not as many ashes as we thought? Anthony was a big guy. It looks like the ashes of a chihuahua.
There wouldn't be many ashes for a chihuahua, I don't think.
Nah, it definitely wouldn't. So, wait, is Anthony, are you there? Oh, no, he froze. All right. He's frozen.
All right,
okay, you're back. Okay,
I'm
good.
here.
Yeah, we could hear you. All right, good.
What do you want to do?
That's a good question.
Stand me up in a phone booth down the corner. Probably one person will pass by.
We could always count on our wives to ask us the greatest questions. What do you want to do when you're dead?
Really? That's great. Let's think about that. Well, we're going on vacation. No, thank you.
Exactly.
All right, Chris, I wanted to ask Anthony this the question. You got the most heartbreaking almost moments in Major League history, so I could bring that up. Bring that up for me, please.
Yeah.
All right, so Anthony, we want to see if you could figure out one of these. Somebody put this up, and they didn't do their research like they should do. Okay, it's supposed to be the most heartbreaking almost moments in Major League Baseball history. Number one, Nelson Cruz. Let me read it. Okay, I'm going to read it to you also. So, the first one is Nelson Cruz was inches away from catching the ball that would win the World Series. Okay, Armando Galarraga.
I can tell you right now. You don't have to read them all. Buckner.
Okay. See, I got it in a second, and I knew it. Let's read that though for the audience. It says Bill Buckner almost fielded the grounder that would have ended the '86 drought. That is wrong. How could you put that up? The game was already
a tie. It would
Yeah,
have been tied if he fielded it, and I don't even know if he would have beat Mookie to the bag.
Yeah, I don't think so
Honestly.
either. I'm with you.
Nah, he would never. He wouldn't. No way he beats Mookie to the bag. That's why he missed the ball. He rushed it.
And John,
But
so much you hit John McNamara in the face with a snow shovel. Because I know he wants him out there for the ninth inning, but you know what? You put your defense out there in the ninth inning. He could come out and run on the field. The guy couldn't even walk, and he got him playing first base.
And it really is a shame with Bill Buckner. Well, I was happy about it, of course. But as far as Bill Buckner goes, because he was a good fielding.
He can hit,
he
though.
was a good fielder when he played for the Cubs in the younger day. He was an excellent player, and
he had over 100 RBIs that year with them. He had a good year. I'm pretty sure he had over 100 RBIs in '86. Yeah,
you are absolutely right. But Anthony, that was great. It took me about a second or two. So that my compliments.
Bill Buckner has 2,700 career hits, 2,715 hits, career 289 batting average. This guy's an all-star. He won a batting title. He's like I don't want to say borderline Hall of Fame, but he's a very good hitter. Let's say it that way. Very, very good.
I felt bad for him, to be honest with you.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, what happened? I mean, they wanted to kill him in Boston for a while. I mean, he couldn't go anywhere.
And it really wasn't his fault. He shouldn't have even been playing first. Usually they brought in a defensive guy late, right, in games in Boston. And I think it was Benzinger.
You're right, Joe.
Yeah, could have drank 10 jolts and would not have beat Mookie to the bag. Now, that's true.
There you go.
Go ahead, Chris. Finish that thought.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't have even been out there in that game. Late in the game, they were bringing in a first baseman to play first base. Right, they were bringing in the young kid. I think it was Benzinger. What's his name?
Yeah, they were bringing it. They were bringing in. Yes, you're right.
But I don't know whose choice that was. I don't know if McNamara said, "Stay out there." It's the ninth inning, we're up 2, or Buckner said, "Let me stay out." Because if that was me and my needs were that bad, I was like, you know what? Put someone in there, better fielder than me right now. I don't care if I'm not out there as long as we win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that guy could barely run the way he was. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
still to me the most amazing thing in baseball that I ever seen. For me as a fan of the Mets, I mean, I can tell you where I was. I can tell you what every batter did. I remember everything.
Yeah. Listen, to me that is the best World Series game of all time. I mean,
Gary Clark was down to his last strike.
Right? Yeah, it was just. Even the biggest Met fan said, I can't believe they're going to lose.
And who came in after Schiraldi? Stanley. And I remember telling my friend, I said, this guy throws wild pitches. And then, like, the second pitch he threw went behind the thing, and Mitchell came home.
Yeah, and the Shea Stadium scoreboard congratulated the Boston Red Sox before the last
out. Champagne in there and everything, the plastic up.
Yeah, I love that story that they had to go into the clubhouse fast and get all that champagne and everything out of there.
Now I know what the problem is. Something like that usually happens to me. So God gave me the one bone, the one star. Now I'm subjected to misery for the rest of my life with baseball. It gave me one bone.
Yeah,
at least more.
at least you got to see the Mets win a World Series, right? So at least there are people who, before the Red Sox had their World Series run, before Chicago Cubs won the World Series, there were generations of people who, they lived and didn't see that, their whole lives. So
I just want to experience it with my son. Just one with me and Tony Jr. Just one World Series.
Think about how many Cleveland Guardian and Indian fans, whatever you want to call them, how many fans of those guys are never seen a World Series, right? Because it's been since.
What about Chicago?
Yeah,
guy wiggling in like this, like half dead, 108 years old. He goes against the Padres, and that guy grabs the foul ball, and he dies, and they win it a couple years later.
Yeah, it's rough.
Out of respect, I'm not going to mention any of my favorite World Series moments.
Yeah, well, okay. See, not everybody
does about 180 of them.
Yeah.
Moments.
Not that.
No. All right, Chris. I want to hear. No. Now I want to hear your favorite World Series moment, and is it gonna be when?
I'm not going to include. I won't include anything from 2000.
Okay, good. That's
I can't remember, Rob. You remember? I think the whole thing that turned around when the Mets played the Yankees in the World Series when Zeal hit that ball and it hit the top of the fence. We thought it was out. Who was running that got thrown out? I can't remember. The left-handed outfielder.
Timo.
Yeah.
It was Perez.
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
I looked at my friend. I said, "We're dead in the water now."
Yeah.
It was Timo Perez. Yes, yeah, of course. All right,
I was there when they played the Yankees, and the Yankees won the first two games. We were in right field. Mets were under 500, and Piazza hit that grand slam, that bomb. And then from there on, they rode it right into the World Series.
Well, where I was sitting when Piazza made the last out, I really thought it was a home run for a second. And it just died. And I was sitting on the third base side. No, I was sitting on the first base side, all right? I was in the loge, so I had pretty good seats. I thought it was gone, but it died. All right, Chris, not including the 2000 Subway Series.
Yeah, keep it out of your mouth, all right? I'm already tortured.
Give me one or two favorite Yankee World Series moments.
I would say definitely. All right, even though they ended up losing the series, 2001 Game 5, the Scott Brosius home run that tied it with 2 outs and 2 strikes out in the 9th inning. That was probably one because I was there. And that was also Paul O'Neill's last game, so last home game. So that was pretty cool to be there for. I would say, you know what, in 98, I had tickets. Me and my brother had tickets for the 98 Game 1 World Series, but we gave them to my parents for their 35th anniversary. And it was their last, because my mom had passed away. My mom passed away like a week or so later. So it kind of worked out. It was like,
buddy.
It was very sudden. It wasn't like planned out or something. But anyway, for her to be there watching Tino's grand slam, that was a great game, great moment. And whenever it's on TV, it's always special. So
I kind of feel bad for him, Rob. We don't have that many moments to pick from.
Nah,
unlike us.
Yeah, he has. It's rough to pick.
We could do a whole show on just World Series moments.
Okay.
Well, when they put that team together, the first World Series they won, they got just the right guys for every spot, right?
Yeah.
Cecil Fielder, Brosius, and then all of a sudden they put the Yankee uniform on their Superman, their skills doubled. The Mets get so money, they put it on as like kryptonite. It was like Superman, they lose all their powers. And all of a sudden they stink. Roberto Alomar, Mo Vaughn, Vince Coleman,
Carlos Baerga,
Jason Bay.
Steals 130 bases against the Mets. He can hardly walk.
Hey, we could. That's another good show. For both of us, the Yankees and the Mets have had some pretty bad free agents or trades, and we've gotten great players, and then they come here and they do nothing. So,
the one thing I think is really important now.
Long list of players that can't handle New
You
York.
really got to have some good guys on the bench, standing behind the starters if someone gets hurt. Like, they say stuff, a lot of people are aggravated with Stearns, the way he runs, like free agents and all. But I'll tell you, he could pick talent out for the minor leagues. And whatever they're doing down there, that Weiniger now, you see him? Now they say, I'm reading the probable draft coming up. The Mets picked like 37th, He's picking a high school lefty. That's what they're predicting. He throws in the 90s, and he's a power hitter and plays center field. Like, he's picking guys like that, you know?
Joe, Joe Dell's making me worried here. He says, I'm so excited Anthony's on today. Knee-jerk reaction. I just threw his underwear at the television screen. I don't know, Joe.
Joe, don't worry about it.
I don't know how to answer that. That's
I don't. Hey, you must be the Tom Jones of NYMLB talk. If Joe Dell's throwing his underwear at the screen, I mean, I don't know.
I'm the mutant of the show.
I don't know if that's the guy you want throwing underwear at you, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, really, but
my jeans really don't run that good. You saw my son. You know what I mean? Shrek Jr. here.
Shrek, did any kid ever tell you that you looked like Shrek? Did anyone ever say that to you?
A couple adults did, and I told them I do kids parties. I paint myself green. I run around. I don't care if you're gonna pay me. That's fine by me.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? That's actually a good idea. I mean,
before, the problem is before you're born, before your mother has you, you could be born with three things. If you get all three, you hit the jackpot. You're lucky you get one. You can be born handsome, intelligent, or rich. I'm all for three. All right, I don't have any of them.
Hey, you got 2 out of 3. You got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Oh God, just give me a head like a globe. You know.
That's all right.
I was going to get a tattoo on my head of a globe.
Listen, when people hear that you're coming on the show, they love it. I get comments, I get things sent to me, so they really love having you on. All right, I got another piece of news. Juan Lagares announced his retirement from baseball. 2015 National League champion Mets he played for, and he also played for the Angels. But he hasn't played since.
Was he playing in Long Island on a Little League team?
Yeah, he has.
Where is he? I didn't know where he is.
He hasn't played since 2022. So announcing your retirement after 4 years, I don't know if that means much, but he announced his retirement.
I thought he was a plumber by now or something. I thought doorman at the Empire State Building. He was retiring.
I think. Yeah, I think he made. See, things are different.
I see his face on the back of a milk carton the other day. I mean, I haven't seen him in so long.
But I think he made enough money where he wouldn't have to do that. These guys now, they have one contract and they're doing all right. But he was, for the 2015 Mets, he wasn't bad. He was.
No, he had good gloves. You want to go glove, so.
Good glove. So he retired in case anyone is interested in that.
What really worries me, I'll be honest with you, I don't think we're gonna have any baseball in 2027. And who knows, it might even go longer than that. Because the owners are really sticking on this the wage cap thing,
Yeah, we talk about that a lot on the show.
I think they can't do it now at this point. Too many guys are making too much money, So the younger guys that have the opportunity to make it, they're going to say, "Well, you're going to cap me now?"
Right.
Yeah, what the thing is, everybody has their own opinion on this. Some people think there's going to be a long work stoppage.
Millionaires fight billionaires. That's what it is.
We had a couple weeks ago, I've mentioned this a couple times. We had ex-Philly pitcher Chad Durbin on the show, and he actually told me and Chris he doesn't think there's going to be a work stoppage, right, Chris?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I think it was Jeff Passan said it too. He doesn't think there's going to be a work stoppage either. Any kind of missing games or anything.
Yeah.
But
when if the owners push the wage cap, salary cap?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure that's what they want. The one thing we know for sure, and we could all agree on this: no matter what happens, no matter what they agree on, salary cap or whatever they do. They're going to still be fine. The players are going to be fine. The owners are going to be fine. They're still going to make millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and we're going to end up paying for it, right? So no matter
Chris, what am I going to watch on Sunday? They do go out. I don't want to start playing pickleball with a couple 70-year-olds. I want to see the Mets.
Trust me, I don't know what we're going to do without baseball. So it has to be baseball. We can't have a year without baseball.
I'll have to watch Walton reruns. Summer.
I said the other night, if it's a long work stoppage, This is your baseball right here.
Baseball talk every day. So
yeah, we'll have to come on almost every
just look
day.
at some of the contracts that were signed, like with Shetz and everything. They look like they're all trying to get as much as they can before it's stoppage. You know?
So I think we're gonna have to save some of your stories, Anthony, for in case we have to have a show of you. You know, we have to have more shows with you.
Let me tell you something, Chris. When I first met my wife, I would tell stories, and then like 6 months later, she goes, I'm going to tell you now. I didn't want to say that before, but I always thought you embellished your story. She goes, until I started meeting your friends and I would tell you the same exact story. I said, my life's been like a cartoon character. I can tell you things that, that has happened.
You should write a book. You should write a book with these stories. I think
yeah. Really?
You didn't believe me that like in junior high, we had a lot of snow. We would hang on to the bumper of the school bus all the way home, going down the street. It's called Kitchen. It was like 2 miles away. But you never got in the middle of the bumper because you knew the manhole was coming up. I was looking at my friend one day. He was looking at me. I turned away. I looked. He was gone. Then I seen him rolling like, I hit the manhole. He was gone. As I told the kid on the other side, don't ever get in the middle.
Oh, man. So you get these crazy kids. They're on the top of the trains.
Yeah, that's
right? Which is nuts.
I was watching videos, the kid's on there. Next thing you know, you see him like he's frying. I mean, what are you doing?
Right. Stupid.
Or tell all your stories on, Joe. Though that's definitely.
That's
well, Anthony.
Plan. That's our plan if there's a long stoppage.
Oh yeah, and Anthony's not just a guest. Anthony's part of the show.
My wife told me I send her these videos. She goes to me, you're going to go to hell, right? Because these videos, I got to send them to you guys. They show accidents in India. These people driving. They shouldn't give these people keys to anything that's motorized. You just see somebody act unbelievable.
But how India's so crowded? How did
there was an accident. The cars hit so hard that you're looking. They had to circle you see the guy like in the air over the top of the light post. Well, I'm laughing like hell down here. She goes, "What are you laughing at?" I go, "Because they drive like morons. It's not like it was like they were driving along. I mean, blowing lights, getting crushed. I'm out here laughing. I said, look at these people driving."
Yeah, India. Listen, India. That's a crowded country. I've seen videos of the subways where they're just
they're on top
pushing
of the car.
them. Yeah, they're all pushing them in, but the door's closing.
There's a couple good ones of that too. Hanging out of the door like this, and he hits a pole and he's gone. I mean, I'm like, ooh. There's no middle class in India. You know that. They're either rich or you're poor there.
Joe Dell. If Anthony ain't in heaven, I don't want to go there.
I don't want to go. Not there either. I need a lot of help though. My friend's mother was the nicest lady in the world. I'm hoping she can give St. Peter a couple of rolled bills and put in a good word for me. Or I ain't going anywhere.
And so we only have about 2 minutes left. So real quick, the Mets. What do you see the Mets taking the National League East?
I think it's going to be Atlanta, the Mets, and the Phillies. I don't think the Phillies changed their team enough that they're going to dominate. Atlanta has everybody back, but if they have a couple injuries, they're going to be out. If no one gets hurt and these guys just do what they're supposed to and live up to, and I think some of these guys in the minors are going to help. You're going to see Ewing, you can see Wenninger, you can see some of these guys down here, Tong. You know what I mean? I think they got a shot. I'm really impressed with their minor leagues. I mean, Starks really turns it around. I mean, if they didn't trade Jet Williams and Sprout, they would have been the number one minor league in the major leagues. But now they're number 6, and Milwaukee's number 1 because they got the 2 prospects.
Yeah, well, but that was a trade that had to be made.
Very good evaluating talent, that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, Chris, you have anything you want to say before I announce our future guests?
No, Anthony, thank you again for joining us. This is
I love being out with you guys, man. You guys are my brothers, man. It's like hanging around the bar, having a couple beers and bull crapping. It's great.
And listen, if you guys are out there, hit that sub button. If you're on YouTube, give us a sub. We'd appreciate it. I'll be on the Pinstripe Chronicles tomorrow night with Chris, and Donald will be on there, and Lynn will be on there as well. So that should be a lot of fun. So look for me out there tomorrow night. I think it starts at 7:30 or 7.
I'm sorry if my head blinded anybody. I'll wear a hat next time.
No. It was great.
Anyway, all right, Friday night at 9 p.m. we have an excellent guest. I've been waiting for this. I cannot wait. We have the Chief, Gene Locklear, and Dr. Jay Thomas. They're going to discuss their book, Chief, The 3 Lives of Gene Locklear. I read the book. Excellent. It's going to be great. Chief played for the Yankees in 76 and 77. So, Chris, we're going to have a lot. There it is, the book. We're going to have a lot to talk about with Chief, and Jay's a great guy, Dr. Jay Thomas. I've spoken to him on the phone a couple times. He's a great guy. So that's Friday night at 9 p.m. You are not going to want to miss that show. It's going to be great. And I have a bunch of other players that I'm going to announce that have agreed to come on the show. So next week I'll announce some. Chris, we are getting guests like crazy.
There you go. I love it.
Me too. Anyone who played in the majors, I love it. And our other guests. We're going to have, and one other thing, we're going to have Bill, the Mets puppet, on in a couple of weeks too. He's going to talk about the season that's coming up. Everybody loves him. So we got a bunch of things coming up. So until Friday night, remember 9 p.m. we have the Chief, Gene Locklear, and Dr. Jay Thomas. We'll see you Friday night, 9 p.m.